I'm Mary Fanaro. I'm the founder of Omni Peace Foundation, and thank you all for coming tonight. How it all started was I woke up one morning and I knew two things. One, that I couldn't do what I was doing for one more second, which was producing events in the entertainment industry. Thank God. Although I can still throw a great party, obviously. And two, that I loved Africa. And that was the sum of my wisdom at 35 years old, and I was terrified. And I got on my knees and I prayed to God like a good Italian Catholic girl that I am. And somehow that turned into creating one of the first socially conscious brands in retail, which was basically very simple. A t-shirt company that raised money to build schools in Africa. And we went on to sell millions of t-shirts, build our first 7 schools, and we had every celebrity in the country wearing our t-shirt. I don't know how it happened. I couldn't do it again. It was a miracle. 7 years after I launched that t-shirt company, I woke up and I knew 2 more things. One, that there was more to that story, and that I had to find out what that was. I decided on a guerrilla trek in Africa by myself. I land in Rwanda, and all I know about Rwanda is Hotel Rwanda. My cab driver picks me up from the hotel, and I spend the next 2 weeks in one of the most magnificent countries I've ever been in. What I didn't know about Rwanda is that it is the 5th safest country on the planet. It's the fastest growing country on the continent, and it is the only country in history that will go from a 3rd world country to a 1st world country in the next 20 years. And it's unbelievable. I spend the next 2 weeks with my cab driver, who is now my best friend. And we're on our way to Guerrilla Trek, and I get out of the car, and he looks at me and he goes, "I know you build schools, I want you to build a music school here. I'm a keyboard player in my church," which is really the only time that you see instruments in a 3rd world country is in a church, because instruments are expensive. And he said, "I want my son to learn how to play, and I know you can do this." And I looked at him and laughed out loud and went, "Absolutely not. I am not a musician. I'm everything bad that has anything to do with music." And I get back in the cab the next day and he's smiling ear to ear. It's like he's already knows what I'm going to say. And I said, "I'm going to do this, but don't get mad if I don't. And don't get mad if you never hear from me again." And I literally go home because I'm panicked and I'm thinking, now I have to go back. And I start Googling how to start a music school for dummies. No lie. 3 days before I'm supposed to go to Rwanda, I'm invited to a lunch. The woman sitting next to me is from Rwanda. I have lived in LA half of my life. I've never met anybody from Rwanda up until that time. She says to me, "Not a problem, I'll help you build this music school. My best friend is in Rwanda. He teaches music workshops to children all over the world, and he's about to become head of Berkeley College of Music." We open up the school, and I see something that cracks me in two. I see kids touch instruments, play instruments, connect to music for the very first time in their lives. And it's unlike anything I've ever seen. It was as if we handed them this defibrillator and we resuscitated them back to a life that they never even knew that they had. It was like the instruments unleashed all of this talent that was laying dormant inside of them their whole lives. Moral of the story is this: this was never about me building a music school. This was about me being a vehicle to connect children who were traumatized by the genocide, rolled over from their parents, because everybody in Rwanda is affected by the genocide. But what they don't do is they don't let it define who they are. My job, connect children to music, to heal, and that was it.